Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea, your busy election day. Let's keep it short and sweet. We love that single best idea, 4, 5, 6 minutes, dovetails into your other podcasts like The Big Take on Bloomberg. Winning awards. I can't remember. I don't win awards. Gura wins awards. What's that about? The Big Take podcast, 20 minutes of brilliance. And there are many others out there, but slip in single best idea and tell your friends about it. We're going to do it on election day. And there's no question you have to lead with Wendy Schiller. What an honor to have her commitment to Bloomberg Surveillance, to smart political conversation. From Brown University, Professor Schiller on 2024's gender gap.
Polling indicates that it's larger than it's been in the past. It ranges somewhere between 7 and 9 points that more women vote for the Democratic Party. That number is driven in large part by Black women, who turn out about 72% of registered Black women vote, and they really push that gender gap for the Democrats. White women, particularly white women, Protestant, married, lean Republican. So it's a very interesting dynamic within that gender gap. You really have to piece it out. So if it comes to pass that it's an 11% or a 10% gender gap, that's a hard mountain for Donald Trump to climb. And what we're seeing is women over the age of 65, at least so far, and some of the polling have indicated that they either have already voted for Kamala Harris or they support Kamala Harris in bigger numbers vis-a-vis men. I'm also talking about that Iowa poll than in recent elections. And that also poses a difficulty for the Republicans because they usually win about 6-7 points margin on people over the age of 65. So it's not just young women directly affected by availability of reproductive rights. It's older women having lived through a time when there was no Roe decision. Abortion was completely illegal. So I don't know what that dynamic will look like in the end, but it could be driving that gender gap larger than we've seen in previous elections.
Wendy Schiller from Brown University. Many other people we talked to. I really want to say thank you to David Gura out on the road from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania. And Romaine Bostick was just brilliant today from the Northwest Activity Center in Detroit. I think he's staying around for tomorrow. They're having senior exercise at 8 a.m. Maybe Romaine will slip in there as the youngest kid in the activity center. Romaine Bostick, just great in Detroit on an election, on the undecideds, on the uncertainty. We spoke to Gautam Mukunda of Yale School of Management.
Counterintuitively, the thing maybe we should learn is the campaigns are just too long. I think Harris got a real benefit from maybe this was too short for her, but the 2-year-long election cycle that we've been doing for presidential campaigns, it drives everyone insane. It forces people to take positions that end up being completely indefensible.
So to be clear here, for Vice President Harris, she had an advantage because of the delay.
I won't say, I think she would rather have had a normal cycle, and I have to give her credit for being able to perform this balancing act in this short span of time. But if I were a normal candidate, I would rather do 6 months than 2 years.
Gautam Mukunda, yeah, we'll have him in here in the coming days, and really all the voices of the last 2 or 3 days. Thank you so much. Look out on Bloomberg Digital. Our conversations yesterday with Ann Selzer of Iowa, she simply shifted the debate this weekend with her polling. And with Bob Woodward of the Washington Post, his book is War. Huge response, particularly from Trump supporters, to Mr. Woodward's comments. We say thank you to you on YouTube, worldwide. Subscribe to Bloomberg Podcast. I just can't say enough about it. That's the simplest path to our new digital product. On your commute across the nation, and as you wake up tomorrow, we'll have the results for you, at least up to Bloomberg Surveillance tomorrow. On Apple Podcasts, on YouTube Podcasts, single best idea.